Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. In the last episode we arrived at Moho with the Moho Expedition and now Robo Kerman is orbiting around Moho in an altitude of about 112 kilometers. And yeah, but the only problem is during this arrival burn, or during this burn he needed to do to establish an orbit around Moho, he used all of its fuel, so the lander and also the interplanetary stage is almost dry. We have a few drops of fuel left, but this is not enough to land on the surface of Moho, and this is also not enough to return back to Kerbin. In this case, we need to bring back some supplies over to Moho to refuel his interplanetary stage and also his lander. And yeah, in the last episode I already thought about, okay, the angles looking quite promising between Moho and Kerbin. And yes, indeed, we do have a launch window currently. And in this case, we have a chance to deliver some fuel within the next 30 to 40 days up to Moho. And yeah, this is now our goal for today. Let me extend the nav ball. Let me zoom in again to Kerbin. And here we are now back on the launch pad. We have the usual interplanetary stage, again the orange fuel tank interplanetary stage, and we are ready to go. In this case, let me enable SAS, let me throttle up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, this is the usual launch of my interplanetary stage. You are already familiar with it, with the launch process of the thing. And in this case, I will switch over to time-lapse in a few seconds. But at first, I like to do a little bit unusual approach for doing the burn up to Moho, or at least the burn to leave the sphere of influence of Kerbin. And I will come to this later when we are launching our payload, the little bit fuel I like to deliver up to Moho. So in this case here, this will be a little bit different than the first attempt to arrive at Moho, but I will come back later to this after we have brought the thing up to space and up to orbit. In this case, enjoy the ride. Okay, we are in space now, and the next thing is I will just align my orbit with the orbit of the moon, so that we have again the equatorial orbit around Kerbin. And here, and then the next thing is, as I said, I want to do a little bit a different approach to do the burn up to Moho. And well, the biggest problem is that I need to use a lot of the fuel, or some parts of the fuel, from the interplanetary stage to leave Kerbin. And in this case, I think about when I'm launching the payload, I will launch together a small engine, or not so small engine. I will add another driving section, and I will use this driving section mainly for the purpose to accelerate my interplanetary stage to speed, so that it's almost about to leave the sphere of influence of Kerbin. And just before we will leave the sphere of influence of Kerbin, I will hopefully be able to shut down the engine and then detach from the get rid of this thing, and then detach my driving stage, or the one version of the driving stage I will use to leave Kerbin, and this thing I will deorbit again, but then I will use the main engines of my interplanetary stage to finish the burn and to bring the fuel up to Moho. And in this case, I hope I can save at least about 1000, or well, not complete 1000, maybe 950 meters per second of delta V instead of using all the time this amount of fuel to accelerate my interplanetary stage. And I hope that this fuel I will save is then still available to us when we arrive at Moho, so that we have at least enough fuel to slow us down and also to deliver the fuel to our driving section and also to the Moho lander. But here in this case we need to launch our payload and also the additional driving section, and to do so let's switch over to the launch pad. Okay. Here we are on the launch pad. In this case, because our interplanetary stage is approaching, let me enable SAS, let me throttle up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, now we are delivering our payload for Moho. On top here is my payload. It's not very much of fuel, but I think it should be enough together with the rest of fuel, hopefully in the interplanetary stage when we arrive at Moho. And down here is basically the acceleration stage I will use to accelerate the whole thing up to speed to be almost leaving the sphere of influence of Kerbal before we start using the fuel of the interplanetary stage. And here this lower part consists out of a skipper engine, so it's a little bit more powerful than the nuclear rocket engines, and also a Rocomax X232 fuel tank. And I hope this is enough fuel to accelerate the whole mass, or the huge mass of our interplanetary stage together with the additional small fuel tank. And so I hope that I have enough fuel left over when I'm arriving at Moho, so that I can refuel a little bit the interplanetary stage, or exchange the interplanetary stages and deorbit the unused one to destroy the thing, impact on the surface of Moho. And here, this is my main goal, and I hope this will also enable us to land on the surface of Moho, that we can continue exploring the different planets of the Kerbal system. But at first we need to arrive there, and I hope that the whole launch process will now work smoothly, and that also the skipper engine and the acceleration stage will do an amazing job and help us to leave Kerbal without using too much fuel of our interplanetary stage. So the more fuel we can deliver up to Moho, the more chances we do have to return back to Kerbal and to bring back some spectacular signs from the surface of Moho. And here, so let's use the second launch window to fly up to Moho, but at first we need to do our rendezvous, and because we are doing a nighttime launch currently, I think I will speed up the thing and we will meet us again when we are about to dock to our interplanetary stage. Okay, we have arrived up here in space and close to the interplanetary stage, and now the next problem is to dock this very long thing to the docking port, and I'm not quite sure. I hope I'm not running again into the docking port, because I don't know exactly where the turning point is, and the thing is really long, so I hope when I'm turning the thing towards the docking port that I'm not running again against the interplanetary stage and everything starts to tumble. But at least we managed to get up here, and this is very nice. Now, I need to drift down, directly down under the interplanetary stage. Okay, now let's kill all of our lateral and relative velocity. And now, oh, I need to switch over to rotation mode. Let us. Okay, it's this time it's good. We are not running into it, hopefully. Oh, and I should set this as my docking port. This could be a nice advice that I'm aiming for the right thing. Okay, and stop moving. Okay, we are now aligned with the docking port. Very good. Let's switch over to the translation mode, so that okay, we need to make sure that we bring our prograde vector directly on top of the target marker. And let's shift a little bit around that we have everything lined up. This is looking amazing. This is looking really great. I hope that the power of the docking ports will take over and help us to... No, it won't. We are well aligned. Have I the right target? Yeah, I do have this thing as my target. This is good. But why aren't you... No. Did I bump against the thing and now it starts to tumble, or what is going on here? Come on, docking ports, do your job. Okay, apparently we do have a problem again. This is not fair, Okay, hopefully I can come to a stop. Let's try this again. Yeah, the thing had started to move. This is strange. Okay, let's set this as a target. We need to turn again our interplanetary stage toward the docking port. Over here. Very good. Okay, let's switch back to our... As the thing starts... won't stop tumbling. And yeah, the next challenge is all the time I think, okay, I'm well aligned. When I'm now switching over to translation mode and I start accelerating, then then our movement vector isn't directly aligned and somehow we are a little bit off. Although I'm aiming exactly for the docking port, there is a minor difference and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, now look at this. Now the docking ports are taking over. This is good. Let me just disable RCS and SES so that we can make them a little bit an easier job to dock to it. And yeah, this is a really huge and long thing. I hope the thing will work out well. Yeah, at least we have contact. And we have sunset. And will we be also able to have real docking that we can be attached to our thing? This is strange now. Come on. Come on, you can do this. This is really a slow docking process. Okay, well done. Finally we made it. Okay, so here we have created our mission, our supply mission. Now I can decouple and which thing am I now controlling? Okay, the upper stage of my launch rocket. This is good because now at first I want to deorbit the whole thing again before I will think about the maneuver node. And let's turn retrograde, very good, and speed up. It's basically the usual process as we do normally. And it's gone. Okay, very good. Let's switch back to our... Where is up? Here's up, okay. At first we need to shut down our engines because we don't want to use the fuel of the upper part. Then we have to... Navball, you on the way. Activate our lower part, lower engine. Okay, burning to Moho again will happen on the daylight side of Kerbal, so we can set our maneuver node over there. Then I think, at least as I tried this, it was a straightforward burn to Moho, so let me see, set this as a target. Then we just need to increase our velocity. And if we are still doing... Oh no, please not. Not again, this issue. Okay, we have an issue, and the issue is called the moon. This is always the same problem. Let me just add... Even if we add in... How many orbits do I need to add to get rid of the moon? Okay, okay, this is again a problem I often encounter during my interplanetary burns. No, 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 I don't want to switch. I want to set a maneuver node, at a maneuver node. Yeah, how can we do this? I think we will just start doing a little bit of a burn, do an orbit, and by doing so, we should, let me just see when I'm now doing something like this. Oh, this time it's much better when we are bringing this down and... Okay, now I think I need... Oh, this is also a quite fast burn. Over here we have again our problem with the moon, so let me slow down a bit until we don't have an encounter with the moon, so that I can accelerate just a tiny bit. Okay, over here. So, okay, the first burn will start in 70 minutes. I will do just a tiny burn to just change a little bit my trajectory. So by doing so, I will change a little bit the period around Kerbal, and by doing so, I will hopefully get rid of the moon for the next orbit, so that I'm not having an encounter with the moon again. And I will also add already a little bit of energy to my interplanetary stage, so that the burn itself will hopefully be a little bit shorter. Okay, in this case, it's again some planning for the interplanetary mission. This is, and when you encounter the moon, this can really screw up your plans. As you have seen, even if I add several orbits, the moon is all the time in the way and is blocking my trajectory, and this is sometimes a little bit unfair when the moon is in the way, but yeah, these are orbital mechanics and we have to deal with it. Okay, we are now coming back to the sunlight. This is great, and about maybe about 2 minutes. Oh no, let's get closer. I just want to be 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute out. This is good enough. Okay, let's see. What is my lower stage doing when we are doing the acceleration? Oh, it's a nice acceleration. This is great. This is really great. This is what I hoped for. That the skipper engine is doing a nice job and is helping us very well to speed our heavy payload up and to help us to get up to Moho, so we can save a little bit of the fuel. Although I see that this thing is burning through the fuel quite quickly, but on the other hand, here, this is also the fuel we are saving for our interplanetary mission. And let me just zoom in a little bit. What are we doing? I think 1,000 kilometers. When I arrive there in 1 hour, I think I will then do the stop. When my apoapsis is coming up in 1 hour, I think this would be a good position to do a stop. And come on, 57, 58, 1 hour. Okay, very good. How much fuel do we have left? Just a tiny bit. I need to have enough fuel to lower my periapsis so that this thing will fall down. Okay, let me now get rid again of the maneuver node. Okay, in 2 hours we can have the next maneuver, and I hope by doing so we have now removed the moon from our problematic and from our problem. So, and okay, look at this. Over there, we are pretty close. We just need probably to turn our... Oh no, really? Are we still having here the moon in our way? Yeah, we do, our stupid moon. What happens? Still in orbit. Even if we are at an orbit, we still have the encounter with the moon. This is totally not fair. Okay, but when we speed up a bit, then we have even encounter with the moon. So, okay, yeah, this will take now again some time, so let me just figure it out, let me play around, and as soon as I have the right trajectory to fly up to Moho, I will bring you back in. Okay, about 2 hours have passed since our last burn, and I set up a maneuver node to have a Moho encounter in 30 days. So now we are about 9 minutes before the burn, or better before the maneuver node, and I think I will do the burn about 5 minutes before we arrive there. So let me just, okay, over here, let me just now make sure that we're aiming at the maneuver node. Then I will use about every unit of fuel in the driving section, or in the lower driving section. Well, not completely everything of the fuel. I will keep about 50 units of fuel left to deorbit the thing. Okay, now is the time to throttle up and to speed things up. And yeah, I will use about every drop of fuel, then detach the thing, or at first enable the nuclear rocket engine, then detach the thing and continue my burn in the hope that I can arrive Moho in a more efficient way. And now, okay, we can do a little bit tiny... Okay, right now let's stop here. Let me now at first shut down this engine and activate this engine and activate this engine. Very good. And now we need to continue, and we have apparently a burn of 12 minutes to go. I hope that the saved fuel will help me a little bit when I'm arriving at Moho. And now it's time to say, to lose a little bit weight, to say goodbye to the lower engine, or to the lower launch stage. So in this case, let me decouple. And what? The maneuver node is gone. Kerbal Space Program, why are you doing this to me? Why are you just screwing away my maneuver node just because I have decoupled part of my rocket? Okay. So we do have a problem, and I think I have to fix this. But yeah, I think this could be again a little bit boring, because I have to play around with maneuver nodes and hopefully find at some point an encounter with Moho and do the burn. And in this case, I think I will just now continue doing the burn, and yeah, I will bring you back in once we have finished the burn and once we are on our trajectory up to Moho, because this is getting out of hand with all the loss of the maneuver node and so on. And yeah, in this case, yeah, we see us at the end of the burn. Okay, we are about to finish the burn for our Moho supply mission, and I'm not quite sure if really the second or the additional acceleration stage was a success or not, because well, the problem was there somehow missing maneuver node. That the maneuver node was disappeared suddenly has caused some trouble, and I'm not quite sure, so I needed to redo the maneuver node, and I have the feeling that I used more delta V than I needed just because of creating new maneuver nodes and so on. And in this case, yeah, I don't know, maybe the additional acceleration stage was a failure instead of a success, and I have used even more fuel than I should have needed, but I'm not quite sure. The good thing is that we are now on our way to finish our burn, to finally have, or not have, an encounter with Moho. So let me now get rid again of the maneuver node, and no, not in 55 days. I want to have a blue marker. Yeah, in 2 minutes is good enough. So what do we need to do? I think we need to accelerate a little bit more to have finally the encounter with the Moho. Do we? Or do we need to change somehow? Okay, perfect. Just perfect. I'm now missing again an encounter. Oh, there we have something. I'm now missing again. Can we get this somehow else matching? This really is so far off that we need such a high correction burn again. Well, this is strange. Okay, yeah, and from well, almost 30 days encounter, we are now down to a 31-day encounter. And yeah, you see, this is really strange. This is really not what I wanted. I just wanted to have a great flight up to Moho, but all my plans are a failure, or well, the good idea of having an acceleration stage was destroyed by Kerbal Space Program, that suddenly my maneuver node disappeared and I have no idea where it's gone. So I needed to redo this. I needed to create in a hurry a new maneuver node to know in which direction I need to do my burn. And yeah, all in all, okay, there we have our encounter. Finally we have an encounter, well done. So we will have our encounter in 31 days. Hopefully this will work out well, and hopefully we don't need so much delta V to slow us down. Unfortunately I use this fuel. Let me just see what happens if I bring over this fuel. How much fuel then is left in our... And let me also disable this stage. How much fuel is then left in our interplanetary state? Is this enough fuel to arrive there? I don't know. It's interesting to see. I need to compare to the previous launch attempt. Okay, the fuel tank not completely halfway through the orange fuel tank, but at least, yeah, we are finally on our way to Moho. And I don't know, I have the slight feeling that yeah, my acceleration stage was a very nice idea, but a disappearing maneuver node and other problems have probably screwed up everything. And yeah, no, I don't know if this was more efficient or not, but at least we are on our way to Moho, so hopefully this thing will be a success to some degree. We at least leaving Kerbal, and yeah, then we will find out if this is good or not good. All is depending on our velocity when we are arriving at Moho. But before we come to an end, I'd like to show you or present you another project I'm currently working on. So yeah, follow me to the VAB. Yes, I know, I said follow me to the VAB, but before we do this, I want to deorbit the acceleration stage, and look at this, the maneuver node is still safe to the acceleration stage. And yeah, why is the maneuver node attached to the acceleration stage and not to my interplanetary state where I needed it? Now I wasted some additional delta V just because you screwed up. So, okay, yeah, the next thing is I want to deorbit the thing. And so I want to drift out to the apoapsis, so let me just set a maneuver node. But one problem is I have no... let me just disable SAS. I have no solar panels here, so I need to pay attention to my electric charge. So let me just speed up, and I need to do the burn just before we are running out of electric charge. So let me just follow this as we are losing charge. I think we can even speed up a bit more. 100, maybe 1000, this is good, but it's going down rapidly. In 1000, I don't want to overshoot because I need a little bit of delta V to control my vessel. Okay, not delta V, of electric charge. Okay, we are out here. I hope at this position I'm able to deorbit the whole thing. So let me now enable SAS again and aim for the retrograde marker, and I hope the last drops of fuel are enough to lower our periapsis. So let me see. Let me... Oh, here. Throttle up is good, but I need to activate the engine at first. Okay, let's try this again. Let me throttle up, and okay, yeah, well done. The periapsis is gone. So now the acceleration stage will crash back to Kerbal, very good. And now, please follow me, and yeah, now we are definitely heading back to the VAB, so I can show you my current project. I'm currently working in the VAB. Okay, here we are in the VAB, and yeah, this thing called Aquarius is my Eve lander, or the first idea of having an Eve lander. It's not completely finished, I need to improve it a lot. But yeah, the Eve lander is the best thing to explain a little bit the tyranny of the rocket equation, because basically if you want to have more delta V in a rocket, you need more propulsion, or you need more fuel, and if you need more fuel, then you need also more weight, or you have more weight, and if you're having more weight, you need even more power to lift the weight until you can use this amount of fuel. And in this case, basically for Eve, the this means, yeah, you need a lot of delta V to leave Eve, but to have so much delta V, you'll need a lot of more delta V to even lift the amount of delta V. And in this case here, this is really the tyranny of the rocket equation. And as you can see, I am currently at the 10th stage. I have, I don't know, currently I have 12, 13 engines running at the same time when I start with this. And here, when we are going at a little bit over here, you can see how many fuel tanks I have added, and I'm doing this the asparagus staging way, but I need to add even more of them, because currently this thing has not enough power to leave Eve again. And maybe I have to screw it and to throw it away and do a next attempt to rebuild the thing and hopefully have finally a Eve lander. But yeah, currently the Eve lander is my project. I know I could just, instead of using the MK1 lander can, which is the easiest one, well, not completely the easiest one, I can also use the external command seat to launch my Kerbal up into space from Eve, because the mass is much less than the MK lander can. But I set for me the requirement that I want to have really something of a capsule, like the command port or the lander can or anything like this. And well, the lander can is the best one for my purpose, because the other ones are heavier than the lander can. And in this case, yeah, this is my only requirement, that I like to have this. And yeah, as you can see, the more power I need, the more fuel I need, and the more fuel I need, the more power I need to lift this. And so everything is stacking up, and I think I will end with a lot of fuel tanks. I'm not quite sure how much more fuel tanks I will need. Maybe, as I said, I have to scrap the whole design and build another or better Eve lander, but this is currently my idea. And here, at some point we will launch this, because I have the feeling that the Eve launch window will come up next, and so I need to be prepared, and so I've started working on this. And yeah, this is what I will continue now, and in this case we are at the end of today's episode. I hope you liked this. I hope you liked the idea of having an acceleration stage, even though it was a complete failure in my case because of the maneuver node problem and so on. But at least we have sent some mission up to Moho, and hopefully some fuel will arrive there so that we can finally do the landing. In this case, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we continue with our space program and with our planet exploration. Yeah, until next time, my name is Sebi. See you.